No one wants to think about debt, but the cold hard truth is, many of us will get deeper in debt during the holidays. Last year, half of American consumers took on debt just to pay for the holidays. This year, it could be you. It could be me. But here's the good news. It never is too early to start planning to get out, and all my friends at PDS Debt are here to help you with the personalized solution just for you. And here's the best part. There's no minimum credit score required. Whether you have bad credit, fair credit, or something in between, PDS Debt can work with you.
Y'all, when I was in college, I used to make very immature decisions and decided to take out a high interest rate credit card, man. And I spent it on almost everything, but it got to the time for me to pay it back, and I was struggling to figure out how am I going to pay it back. So to see programs like PDS Debt out here and that can help, common people just like me to pay off debt, I think this is a great program for regular consumers to, take.
Yeah, man, I remember I was on my way to college and my dad was telling me, man, it's time to get a credit card. And I remember I got kind of nervous. So I got a student discover credit card and I got to school. He kind of told me what to do with it and I kind of went overboard. So I was over my limit and I didn't realize how much that could have affected my credit and stuff like that. Time was going on and I looked up and I was trying to go get another card and it was like, man, your credit's messed up. Then I was like, oh man, it must be the credit card. So if I had a solution like PDS Debt to make my payments, that would have been something big for me at the time. So I know a lot of people go through debt. So I think PDS Debt is a great solution for stuff like credit cards and a bunch of things, guys.
PDS Debt has customized options for anyone struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills. PDS Debt strives to understand your specific scenario and can help provide alternate solutions to becoming debt-free. Start planning today. Get a free debt analysis right now at pdsdebt.com/CartierFamily. It only takes 30 seconds, guys. That's pdsdebt.com/CartierFamily.
Charlie Kirk is not somebody. This isn't the horseshoe theory, right? Maybe in some people's minds it is, but this isn't like, we see the world very differently, but we kind of converge on this one issue. I know that Cenk Uygur stands for ethical, principled, humanistic values. Charlie Kirk opposes all of that. So when you stand on stage with him, you lend legitimacy to him. Now I hear you saying, oh, well, they won the election. They kicked their ass. They already have legitimacy. Yeah, they have electoral power. That's not the same as legitimacy. You're giving moral legitimacy to them. You're encouraging people to say, hey, our political differences are just that. And it allows people to frame our political differences as minor differences of opinion as opposed to high stakes moral, ethical issues that reflect our fundamental humanity.
So I started the largest progressive network. I've given dozens of progressives opportunities they didn't have before. I started Just Democrats, et cetera, et cetera. The minute I disagree like 5% on trans issues or crime, everybody's like, right wing, fascist, right wing, right wing. Almost every show is saying that. Almost every show. So you telling me that you don't push people out? You're pushing out the movement overall. At least the online left movement seems to be trying to push out the one network that has helped progressives more than any other network, and it's not in dispute. But my God, we have 5% disagreement. So tear it down.
They learned the hard way. His partner learned. Now he learning. We been new, but y'all just not learning. Except for him, Donkey Kong. He not learning.
Nah, but he was the guy that was disagreeing with Candace about men and women
being
Mark Lamont.
So
our ratio.
Again, the Taj's famous quote: "If you can't really sit here and admit that men and women are different, there's no reason to argue with you about anything else in the world."
Facts.
Because you will not admit simple truths.
The thing with these black Democrats, it's like they just picked up a book and read a bunch of synonyms for simple words to try to sound smart. They say the big words. Like, brother, it literally is a simple difference in opinion. It's literally that deep. If you think that them saying men can't be women is some moral thing that we should be against, and we shouldn't be in favor of illegal immigration, et cetera, we should want to go to war, is the moral high ground and that's a hill you want to die on, then you ain't got nothing I want to hear, brother. But you just talking out your ass.
How do you have a moral high ground about telling a man could be a woman when nature itself don't agree with that? Because you can't produce everything that in life have a seed, a male and a female, and it comes together to produce a seed. From the plants to animals, everything to make another thing, it need a male and a female.
It's not worth explaining.
It's literally everything in life.
Babies know the difference. Everyone knows.
Male, female, different organs.
He basically just said it's farther than politics, which with right wing, I guess, talking points.
He's a bot, bro.
He said y'all are making it just like it's just politics. It's more than politics. It's not a disagreement.
This is what happens when the nerds.
Everybody brought in the race car, so it kind of have been more than just politics.
Bro,
Okay, but
both sides.
Politics are
Don't say it's not
your
propaganda.
value system.
This is what happens when the nerds grow up and get on the internet and talk. Shut your ass up.
They might say we nerds, you know.
You can say that, but you won't say that to our
Yeah,
face,
come
though.
on,
I
man.
bet you say it to his face. He won't do nothing.
When the guys on TYT said that we some gangsters and we look like we have failed rap careers,
Oh, yeah.
I know y'all don't know niggas for real.
Oh, they don't.
Y'all don't know niggas.
Yeah, they don't.
So therefore,
They don't.
they need they podcast mics dethroned.
They in the suburbs for real.
Nah, that's sweet.
Here is him asking you about left media. And I gotta say, Cenk, this one sucked real hard for me.
The left has some work to do in developing over-the-top media to be able to bypass the main networks.
Yeah, so we have TYT as a giant network, but we have a lot of great progressive and populist shows that are not part of TYT that's in the left-wing ecosystem. I don't think that that's the issue. I don't think that there isn't enough shows. I think that there's a couple others. One, on the right, you guys do a great job of coalescing. Okay, so you do a couple of things well. You work together well, and you're more welcoming, if I'm being honest. If you agree with MAGA 5%, the answer you get is welcome, right? Come join us, right? On the left, if you disagree 5%, they go, get out of here, you're a right-winger, you're a fascist.
I watched this whole I watched the whole clip, and it started off and I was like, this is pretty good. This moment, like, truly a part of me died when I watched this.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah. Oh, super.
can't you
Just
believe
like shriveled up and died, floated away into the ocean.
She's who we
He
talked
asks
about.
you about left-wing media and why there isn't more left-wing media, which already, as you are there, in the sort of kingdom of turning points, that's such a dig. Like, why are you guys so weak is effectively what he's saying. And instead of pointing out the way that TPUSA has been bankrolled by Republican mega donors out of Chicago and many other places for years now, and talking about how the Daily Wire was funded by the Fracking brothers, the Wilkes brothers. Now they're fishing for new, investors, whatnot, but that there is so much money on the right. He handed this answer to you on a fucking platter, and all you said was, you know what? You guys are really good at being welcoming. People just like you. Cenk, they've got all the money.
I didn't say people just
what are
like
you
me. That's very
talking about?
All the money.
That's effectively what you're good at coalescing. And here's my question to you about the.
Censorship.
So that's just number one on the media, because that just stings because I'm in media. But on the 5%, if you disagree with MAGA 5%, they still welcome you. How did that work out for Liz Cheney?
Liz Cheney, she disagreed 5%. She full on endorsed Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
She full on said Trump is a fascist.
These people are fucking idiots.
She full on interfered in the persecution of January 6th rioters. That's disagreeing 5%. She's completely on the other side.
He called Trump a Nazi.
What the fuck? Called him a fascist dictator.
Hitler.
What are you talking about?
She is the people he's talking
She
about.
is 100% the people he's talking
One
about.
point, how much
Literally,
billion?
Cenk has disagreed 5%, and all the people on the left are disowning him and upset. You went to the Lions Den and let him
part of
talk
me
shit
died.
on us. A part of me died. He said,
They
"I
would
can't-"
never. No person on the right would say that for anything.
Bro, these people are
They don't
This is
even know.
crazy.
What is this? Sid? I'm saying it.
Jink.
Okay, we used to watch Jink at the RNC, real life debate and argue with people the whole time at the RNC. And
We met him at the RNC. He was cool as hell.
And he was
was
right
across
across
from
from us.
Yeah, he
y'all.
was.
It
He
is-
came up, introduced, asked what we do, said what's up.
I just
Him
want
and the girl.
I didn't know how popular he was. I would have tried to
didn't-
bring him on and debate his ass.
Me
a
too.
little
I
bit.
had no idea.
but he's on both sides. That's what.
Well, it's
Not
really not. It's
He's
really
not
not.
on both sides.
It's not
He's
even.
trying to
It's not even the
center,
fact that he's on both sides. He's trying to be more center and trying to get like for the next 4 years, we're gonna have a conservative House, a conservative president, et cetera, et cetera.
Maybe media.
As someone on the left, it's more advantageous to go try to find common ground with these people that you are obviously against and try to see if you have anything in common and see if you can build something for the future than to sit around and hoot and holler and bitch and cry about what went wrong and why you lost. I think he's more showing more of what we should have in politics, and everyone who's having an adverse reaction to it is exactly the problem he's been highlighting this entire time.
Why?
And there's no self-awareness that anyone notices it. Like she doesn't even notice that she's proving his point.
That's the crazy
Bro,
part.
they did it to Joe Rogan, Stephen A. Smith, anybody. If you disagree a little bit with the left,
it's over.
Oh, they're banning you.
It's over.
It's not even banning. They just try to get.
They're gonna find the personal attacks, and when those don't work, they're gonna try to cancel you.
No, they're actually idiots. No, actually, I mean, we can continue, but she just made the dumbest comment ever.
I've never even heard
They
of this.
had
right?
more money.
She said that
She
the
just proved the
Republicans
point.
had more money, but Kamala,
Kamala raised the
$1.4
$1.4
more.
I'm saying she raised $1.4 billion in 100 days. That's more money than the right.
So if you don't know that,
Well, it's
Hold
simple
on, let's go
stats.
off of YouTube numbers. A lot of the Democratic channels,
They get more.
they get more views.
they do.
And they say we sold the bag.
Hold on, let's
If
go
we sold
back.
the bag, we gonna be damn Democrats.
Let's go back. Let's go back a couple more years. Y'all censored the right side on X.
No,
So
that
what
wasn't-
are
that
you
was last
talking
It
year.
wasn't even just on X. It was on Facebook, Instagram, all social
it's
platforms.
proven.
Damn near.
So like,
Oh, it was admitted to.
what are you
By Zuckerberg
talking-
himself.
What's going on,
Yeah, bro. That's why I
guys?
said they're actually.
I just think the selective outrage and selective memory that they display when it's advantageous to get a point for them across is pretty ridiculous to me.
Why nobody just want to find common ground? I feel like that's if we're supposed to be under one union. It's like, okay, if y'all think this way, what's the way we can,
Find a way we can agree.
congregate and make some, at least go forward.
I agree. I think that's where we should be. I've actually never heard of this woman. She's talking
I've
about I'm
seen
in
her.
media. The only time I seen her, she was on Piers Morgan once. That's what I see. I didn't know who she was. I just recognized her face. But I've never heard of her ever in my entire life.
It makes sense she did this. It's called the bitchathon room. So,
Habituation.
I said bitchathon, habituation.
Extreme left that I honestly, that portion, that kind of destructive attitude is poison. It's not just poison to us, it's poison to our chances of winning because we keep pushing people out, keep pushing people out, and then all of a sudden we lost all the swing states and we lost the popular vote. I'm trying to get our side to wake up, snap out of our hypnosis of we hate, and we hate the right wing, and they're all white supremacists, and they're all racist, and they're all sexist, and we hate, and we never go in the room with them, we hate. What the hell happened to us? And no one's allowed to disagree. We're now authoritarian. No.
Wait,
I
Cenk,
rebel.
can I just clarify?
I will never allow the left to be authoritarian, and this idea of just hating the other side is poison.
You know what's so funny about you calling the left authoritarian is that you think the left has power. Like I love that you think
total nonsense.
we are on the precipice of real authoritarianism and real fascism. And you believe that the online left are the authoritarians? I mean, I don't know how to tell you. You sound like Bill Maher and Nancy Pelosi had a kid, and it came out Cenk Uygur. And let me just ask you though. Let me just ask you. So what shows on the left do you like that aren't on the TYT network?
Yeah, so I said, look, there's a lot of good popular shows on the left that I like, and it's because there are. So. Breaking Point's a good show. Kyle Kalinski's Secular Talk is a good show. He was against me going on MAGA. I haven't seen his video, but Kyle's been against us a couple of times. But I largely didn't hold a grudge on that.
But even wait, let me just stop you. First of all, you had a great conversation with Crystal Ball. I think she made some really good points to you on. I think it was on Breaking Points. Kyle has, I think, been very disturbed, especially by your appearance with Charlie Kirk. But what you just said there, they've been against us. I really want to just dig into this idea that, because you're a fighter, man. That's cool. That's great. But like, you really do have a very, I almost want to call it Bush-like, Cheney-like, you're with us or against us attitude.
100% wrong.
Like you just literally, I love that you're proving my point. But when I say this, you truly, you sound like people are either against you, but if they criticize you, they are not. And yet, here you are, Cenk, telling the entire right wing that all you want to do is break bread with them, that you want to debate with them, but afterward you want to go have a beer.
Yes, I do.
You want to have a beer with people who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
You think we're going to get put in camps? You sound. All right. Anyway,
you think I sound crazy? They're starting with Chinese people. That's my fucking family, dog. Like, what are you talking about?
That's such an excuse. Okay, they're going to start with Muslims. They're going to start with my people. Okay,
Sure.
So
yeah.
to stop hiding behind vulnerable communities.
I'm hiding behind vulnerable
yes,
communities.
you are. You're using
I'm
them as
standing
human
in
shields.
front of vulnerable communities.
No,
James,
you're
what
not.
are you doing? What
No,
are you doing?
I'm in front of vulnerable communities.
Uh-huh.
I'm the most endangered, Franny.
By tweeting at Elon Musk? Please
whatever.
don't help me. Come
Okay,
on,
so this
James. This
is
is so
total BS.
sad. That's so
Okay,
sad.
let's break
Well, let's take it down. Let's simmer down. No. Simmer down. I'm asking. Let me just ask you. Real, honest to God.
You already said 12 things that I need to respond to. Can I respond to them?
No, I want to ask you this one question.
No, of course not.
Let's talk about you going on these shows. Just simmer down. Let me ask you one question. Imagine if Kamala Harris had won. Okay, she wins. She wins the popular vote. She wins the obviously college, incredible first female president. Blah blah blah, all this stuff. And Tucker Carlson started making all these rounds on really progressive leftist shows. Went on Kyle's show. Went on my show. I'm like, who the hell? Started reaching out and wanting to talk and wanting to come to agreement on things. What would that look like to you?
That's not a problem.
Yeah, it would look like Tucker was trying to reach out. Tucker's a bad example because I'd be surprised if he did that. But okay, yeah, no problem.
What would it look like to you?
I wouldn't. Do I think that Tucker would be selling out? No, there's no chance.
No. Well, I'm not. It's not even. It's not about selling out. What would that like? What would it just seem like? Hey, man, we can agree. Yeah, you know what? I did say that Kamala Harris was a DEI hire and she's basically a communist, but now I just feel like I've antagonized you and I'm here to break bread and let's talk and let's get stuff done. What would that look like to you?
It would look surprising, but I wouldn't care. I'd find it interesting. Why? What does it look like to you?
I mean, to me, if Tucker Carlson did that, I'd be like, oh, we fucking won. We won crazy. We won so resoundingly. He's doing an apology tour.
She's a narcissist.
Because 3 ghosts visited him in the middle of the night, and he's completely changed his tune because he wants to throw down with the winners. We are crushing it. And I saw in that moment, you want me to play it for you? When Charlie Kirk goes, "We're glad Cenk's here, everybody." And that was the feeling that I think a lot of right-wingers have when they look at you, Cenk, where they're like, damn, yo, we crushed so hard. Even this guy is turning now.
Yeah, except I'm not turning. I've said it 2,000 times.
I'm just saying what it would look like. I'm just saying what it would look like.
All right, bro, please. When it isn't remotely true. But okay, let me address it. So, okay, number one, you're empirically wrong because guess what's happening? Matt Gaetz has reached out to us, Tucker Carlson, to come on our shows. And so it's your exact analogy, okay? Patrick Bet-David, et cetera, and they won. They're still trying to come on the Young Turks. Why? Because they're trying to have a conversation, not because they want to do an apology tour. They think they are ascendant, but nevertheless, they want to talk to the left.
But you had to make it's because they think that
your version of the left says, no way, we never talk to the other side. But we're not authoritarian.
Jake, that's not true.
Facts.
You're not allowed to disagree 1%.
That's 100% facts.
We have no power. So that's not how it works, Franny. And the establishment Democrats are also authoritarian. So what do they say? You must agree with Kamala Harris, otherwise that's it. You're a heretic and you're being driven out from the party. You know that. The establishment Democrats have done that to us for the last 20 years. Don't tell me that there's no power on the left. There's tons of power on the left. And when the swarm comes, the left-wing swarm, you like to be called a woman. You're racist, fascist, transphobe. What? I'm not authoritarian. No, that is an authoritarian mindset. Just you don't have to have power to have an authoritarian mindset. And there's different versions of power. There's the shunning power. There's social media power. There's mainstream media power. There's political power. There's all sorts of different power. So look, guys, the left, first of all,
there's also just money and actual power.
It gets back to the we. So you ask me politically, who do I represent? I represent the great majority of left-wing voters. The great majority of left-wing voters are not pro-establishment. They get tricked by mainstream media into voting in that direction. It drives me absolutely nuts. But when you ask them about policies, they agree with us completely on policies, right? And the great majority of left-wing voters are not far left. They think a woman should be called a woman. And I'm not saying that in some dismissive way. I'm in favor of trans rights. If you want to be called a birthing person, we love it. We got no problem with it. You be called a birthing person. But when you say no, we call everyone a birthing person. America hates it. Left-wing voters hate it. When you pretend there's no crime, left-wing voters hate it. So I'm standing up for the overwhelming majority of Democratic voters and left-wing voters.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Authoritarian sides of the left saying you're not allowed to disagree with the establishment.
Wow.
You're not allowed to disagree with the extreme left. No, I am allowed. I am allowed. And,
hang on. Wait, please. I don't want to get. I don't want to.
He made a lot of
lose
points.
the forest for the trees here, truly. And I hear what you're saying. I know it can feel
she's gonna come with her
online like a circular firing squad. I understand.
$1,000,000,000%. It happens every time.
I know it does. So I come from movement backgrounds, right? I've been in many spaces since the global justice movement.
She sucks.
No, bro.
She sucks. She's extremely narcissistic. It's like if he doesn't bend the knee and agree to what she's saying, she's going to continue to insult him, continue to push her point across until he agrees, and he's not going for it. Then she dumped all that shit on him, saying, "Oh, they're gonna put people in camps, and oh, we're in trouble, and all." He's like, "Are you gonna allow me to reply to that?" No, I'm not. But I'm gonna ask you another question. That's the problem with these liberal people in these media spaces. They're exactly how Cenk describes them as, or Cenk, describes them as authoritarian. Don't want to listen to the other side. Don't want to hear anybody else's opinion. And if you don't agree with me, you're wrong, you're bad, you're evil, you're canceled, get out. You're literally proving his point. Every single second I watched of this has constantly proved his point. And it's literally excruciating to listen to her talk because she thinks she's so smart. You can tell it every time she opens her mouth. Who the hell even is that?
You know what I just thought about? The left be arguing for democracy and having rights and stuff.
They want it their way.
But they try to force you to call a man a woman. It's crazy. I really thought
that's what his point was.
They want everything their way. They want it. It's literally either do this our way or you're done or you're canceled. You're out.
Like that's crazy.
That's literally what she's doing. That's literally how he's describing it, and she's literally proving it constantly.
They didn't have no power and had censorship.
That's what I'm saying. I've never ever heard of somebody on the internet being told you're too far left, censored. Never in history has that happened. Does it happen on the right? All the time. Small things they say, not even like big extreme rhetoric like you would think. It'll be, oh, Kamala this, or not even more. So it was like the Biden 2020 era. Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah, no, this is just a constant liberal, super liberal. Get mad at Cenk because he's the biggest and most popular in their movement, and they mad that he really got motion on the other side, and they mad about it. Oh, you're gonna sit down and talk to them and want to enjoy and have a beer and break bread with them? How dare you? I thought you were one of us.
That's why I respect him. He go to both conferences.
I do respect him. We did meet him at the RNC. I didn't even know he was super Democrat. I was just familiar with his face from their platform. I wasn't really familiar with the content. I know we've reacted to them from a few times. You know, now since he started to speak out on his views and stuff and say what he said and start to realize that all this stuff about the other side is really not as crazy as they make it seem. Let me just sit down and talk to y'all. Let's find some common ground and talk. I respect him way more.
Yeah, he realizing they're cooked, man. I mean, because he's a regular guy. He wakes up and say, "Hey, I don't think this is gonna reside with the majority of America. Nah, we're not gonna win like this."
He said it doesn't. He said it doesn't reside with the majority of America.
I mean, they're not gonna
He said
win.
this only appeases the far left. He said the majority of Americans that vote left are not far left.
Did you see what Stephen A. said? He said he wishes he did not vote Democrat. He said that on News Nation. He said that.
I seen that.
You know what I think it is? I think it's the younger generation that is really killing that party, probably,
bro. Because they're so far left, and they're all every liberal I see on any media space, on any social media platform that has a platform speaking about liberal politics has her attitude, and that is the problem. We need more Cenks with that attitude. We need more Cenks with that attitude on both sides. Really, that's willing to talk to anybody and find common ground and break bread and see where we're alike and not different, and where we can, what'd you say, congregate, Taj? That was a great way to put it. But everybody wants to be like her and be against each other. Our side versus your side. Well, our side doesn't have any power. It's y'all's fault. How the hell y'all don't have no power? We just watched a Democrat administration for 4 years to put America deeper into the toilet bowl. We just watched a Democrat president candidate get inserted 100 days in and raise $1.4 billion. What power don't you have?
Well, for the past decade, the Democrats been in power.
That's what I'm saying. Every every freaking big
speechless.
establishment endorsed the Democratic side. What power don't you have?
Yeah, man.
You live in a freaking fantasy land.
Yeah, man, I'm actually speechless how dumb these people are, guys. It surprises me every day. We're gone.